You are listening to the news at Ben. Good evening. The main headlines tonight. Pope admits Catholicism is utter nonsense.
I woke up in the night and a realization it comes to me. It's all a load of bollocks.
Marx Brothers films to be remade starring One Direction and a bag of seaweed.
No one wants original movies nowadays. They want classic, cherished movies to be remade and completely ruined. I just gives the people what they want. Next year, I'm remaking The Godfather with a cast of Hollyoaks and a pet tortoise. It's gonna be great.
Cancer research shops admit they don't actually do any cancer research.
No, we just sell old cardigans, really. I would do some research, but my eyes aren't up to it. Connie, is this a video or a DVD? That's an ornamental bird bath, dear. Oh.
And Boris Johnson to represent the entire human race and be launched into space.
Boris will be put into orbit, so he will be the first point of contact for any alien life coming here. He's going to be tethered to the Earth, a bit like a balloon, only not as intelligent.
More on that story later, if you're good. But first we have to go back across to America, apparently, where our American correspondent Tony Sackrider has yet more breaking news. Tony?
Hi, Ben. What do you want? Well, Ben, breaking news here. It seems a Harvard professor has discovered that the sentence in the Second Amendment stating the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed was, in fact, a typo. The professor has found a corrected version which he has proved to be authentic, which actually reads, the right of the people to keep bear arms shall not be infringed, bear being spelled B-A-R-E. This would of course dramatically change the gun laws in America, and many stores have already started removing guns from sale and replacing them with short-sleeved shirts and sleeveless vests. So this is excellent news then. Is the gun problem in America finally going to be solved? Well, that certainly was the hope, Ben, yes, but unfortunately in the past few minutes, the professor has been shot 67 times, and the newly discovered Bill of Rights document has been thrown into the air and torn to shreds by several AK-47s. So we're back to square one then. No, Ben, square one has just been shot as well. Fuck it. Tony Sackrider, thanks for nothing. Back to our main story now, aren't you lucky? And Boris Johnson has been selected to be launched into space in order to represent the entire human race. Joining me live in the studio now is the mop-topped moron himself, Boris Johnson. Mr. Johnson, I'll get straight to it. Just what the hell is going on here? The Prime Minister, along with the President of the United States and several other world leaders and NASA itself, have selected you to represent the human race and be our first point of contact with other races. You, the custard-haired cretin, the babbling Brexit buffoon, the utter and complete arse shambles. Is this some kind of joke? I see. And exactly when is this going to happen, and how will you be launched into orbit? And what are you going to say to any visiting alien races you might encounter? Hello!
The Earth is doomed. Boris Johnson, good riddance. Time for some local news now. There's a tractor going very slowly on the B147. You can avoid it by going round the duck pond. You know, just after the pub. Oh, you know, on the way to the garden centre. Yeah, that's it. And Mrs. Sowester of 43 Pebble Beach Drive, Morecambe, your net curtains need washing. Over to the wonderful Melanie Fruit Lumps now for some financial news. Is there anything you can't do, you wonderful woman?
I'm not much good at nomination whist.
Trump lumps.
Financial news now. The yen has fallen 3%, and the pound has fallen down the back of the sofa. The dollar had a bar fight with the euro earlier today, and the Swiss franc jumped over the moon. Back to you, Ben.
You couldn't make it up, could you?
But I just did.
Melanie Fruit Lumps, thank you very much. Time to go over to our sports reporter now, Colin Innin, who is live at a school sports day. Are you there, Innin?
I certainly am, Ben.
Don't come back.
I'm here at St. Twatting's School Sports Day, and I've got to tell you, this really is a wonderful event for all the family.
Why have you got to tell us that?
I'm sorry, Ben?
Good.
Yes, it really is marvellous here.
There's a smile on everyone's faces, and people really are having the most terrific fun. We've already had the brilliant quail's egg and parfait spoon race, and the hilarious bobbing for champagne truffles. Coming up next is the au pair and scullery maid race. We're all very much looking forward to that, I can tell you.
Quite a posh school, is it, this St. Twattings?
Well, supposedly yes, Ben, but I tell you now, as soon as you've driven across the moat and you've handed your car keys over to the valet and taken a leisurely stroll across the upper quadrangle, you really do feel totally at home and really down to earth, you know? And they really are very inclusive here, actually. Why, just now they are setting up the poor people's croquet.
So they let poor people in to play croquet, do they?
Not quite, Ben, no. They hammer poor people into the ground and use them as hoops. But they love it, they really do. It's a day out for them. Oh, and brilliant. The butler's tug of war has just started. This really is a wonderful spectacle.
Calling in, thank you very much.
Oh, don't go yet. The clay orphan shooting is just about to start.
Just time for a quick look at tomorrow's papers. The Independent runs with Prince Philip having an affair with Tesco Value Colander. The Eagle goes with Dan Dare questioned by Operation U-Tree. And the Mail on Sunday goes with Hitler is alive and well and living in my top pocket.
That's all from the news at Ben. So from all of us here, be gone, peasants!